If you are new here, my name is Yvonne and I am a chronic shopper. I have an antique booth. I sell at eBay. And if you're on YouTube, you know I have a YouTube channel along with every other one of the social medias. And I love home decor. I love vintage, antiques, littles. So going to auctions, estate sales, garage sales, you're like, oh, that is so cute. That is so cute. So you pick up this little individual item, and then the next sale you pick up this little individual item, and the next thing you know, your whole inventory is just stocked full with littles. So in today's video, I'm sharing with you how I'm creating vignettes, little assemblies, using those littles to get them off my shelf and into somebody's home for beautiful home decor. So we're going to start off with this lovely tray, whether it is an old sewing drawer tray or sewing drawer itself. I envisioned as soon as I saw it as a tray. I'm glad that it didn't make its way to the landfill, that we're able to repurpose it and reuse it. I think it's beautiful as is. It tells a wonderful story, has beautiful weathered wood. And so that's going to be our starting point, some place to put all those littles, all those yummies, and group them together. And then I actually sell 1803 candles in my retail booth. I can't sell them online, but doesn't mean I can't put them in a vignette, because that's kind of like what I envisioned this tray to be. Something that you could light a candle, you could have some of your favorite yummies around it. So this one is Clover Bud, my bestseller, and then I have a brown sugar that's my second bestseller. I hard time keeping in stock. So everybody has their way of lighting candles like this, not unlit, just let the smell, because the smell is wonderful. Or they'll do this, use it as a little riser. You do whatever you do. So now I want to fill up the sides, like you could do this, you could do that, but I imagine this being a centerpiece. So I have a couple. I can't pass up Bibles. I don't pass up little Bibles. Anything that comes with them, like this one, came with a little flag. Look at that. That's a good flag, y'all. The story it would tell, a secret token. Whether this was, I believe it was probably, why can I not think of the word? Oh, shoot. Like a soldier's Bible, they would have gave you, a prayer Bible. Some of them would have had a metal sheet over them, but how it comes is how you all get it. I didn't see the date right off the hand. 1941. And then I have another one for like a little stack here. And then this one is not signed by anybody or has any trinkets or any surprises inside. I don't see the date right off the hand. Doesn't mean it's not in there. Just means I may not be seeing it right now. So we're gonna do that off to the side. Then to off center the other side, I have some old worn. I thought it kind of went with the label of the candle. This has somebody's writing in it. The way they used to write back then, isn't that crazy? That's just like, can you even read it? I don't know if it was like some signatures, but there's some blank pages in there. It's aged beautifully. And then we have this, I'm not even sure what it is, but it's an old book, Seen Better Days. I think it has short little stories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short little stories. And then this one says 1805, according to the Act of Congress in the year 1805. Whether that's, I don't know. Anyway, so I wanted to put these on the side, but if I do that, they just kind of fall over. So I'm going to use this little salvage piece. I'm not going to paint it, but this on its own will stand up, and then it should hold these up. It'll hold these up, right? It's like stage fright. It's like, I can't do it now. So we have that. So we have this cute little, like, interest. But now we have this taller than this space. So now we need something over here to bring this a little bit higher. And I have one of those yummy Ben clocks. Oh, it's a Ben clock. This is a baby Ben, and then its front is aged. So you have the age. Do they have to completely match? No, they don't. But then there you go. Now we brought it up. We have height. And then I can't get the tag off this, but this is just a silver plated, like, little, it's like a miniature version of a champagne bucket. Not a trophy because it's not signed, but I thought that would be perfect because this has got silver here. We can put silver over here, and then squishing this in there kind of tightens it up a little bit better, so it's not floppy, it's not falling over. Whether you want to see the wording, you don't want to see the wording, change the books, whichever. But since this is kind of has a brass look, I have this cute little cherub. It is a brass cherub. I put yummies, y'all. I put lots of yummies in my my vignettes because I can't pass things up. I shop all the time. I love to give you good stuff. So we have the little cherub. He's one of those that, he's a shelf sitter, so he sits at the edge. Now I love old spectacles, and I thought that would be perfect to wrap around the Bible, wrap on top of the Bible around the clock, like, you're all ready to read and do your prayers for the night. And then you could have a little rosary, which has that silver in it, and then it gives some interest with some texture of the beads trundling down there. And then whether you need the little change purse, the colors were going. It's an oldie. I don't know if it was just your lipstick care, but there again, something I got in an auction haul, and I'm like, it's so pretty. So we're just going to lay that over here, and then one random to bring the brass over here. It's just a brass sleigh bell that has fallen off, and so we're just going to kind of set that here. But I feel like I could do, I have a love of tallow berries. If you have never seen tallow berries, they fit in with antique, vintage farmhouse decor. They actually fit in with every decor. And I buy them by the bundle from Amazon. And then I break them apart. And then they're like they're dried. So they're real. So then I'll just kind of like figure out where my stems need to be. And I'll fill this little bucket up with them. Sometimes they just break off. Sometimes they need a little help. But there's just something about that white aged berry that it really just pulls it all together. And it doesn't have to be like cup overfloweth by any means. Just putting some in, it just fills that emptiness, and then it just gives it a visual interest. And because I'm selling the candle with this, I won't be lighting it for the finish reveal, but I think that's a great, great vignette. Sometimes you have to clean as best as you can these salvaged pieces, barn finds. And the one thing I'm not cleaning off this is that somebody wrote crayons on it. Crayons. I'm positive that that could probably come off, but that is amazing. The whole story, whether this was that's how it stayed. I have no power. I'm not Superman. I can't bend metal back. I feel like the whole point of when you're putting these types of things together, whether you're grouping them together to sell them in a retail booth or you're like me and you're auctioning them off, it's just saving things, history, things that normally would have just got thrown away that are old. And we're bringing them out there, giving them visual interest, having somebody walk in your house like, oh, I remember that. I remember these, like this old slate, though I think one side of it is loose. I tightened it up so well, I don't even know which side. I think it was this side. This old slate, and it would have folded over like a book, and there would have been two. It still got the metal. I just absolutely love these old slate, the character, but you can't just add because it just falls down. So at one auction, I'm like, no, don't throw those away. I mean, 57 cents. When's the last time something cost 57 cents? I have no idea. But I don't even know if if the seal's ever even been opened. I'm not going to open it because it's never even been opened. It's been chewed on. Sorry about that, but that's how these barn finds are. I don't think it was ever used, y'all. So I'm not. But what I'm using this for, to have this live on with its life. Oh, I think I can open it. Can I open it? Oh yeah. They're all there. I was trying to open it wrong. I don't even think any of them have been used. I mean, you were a rich kid back then if you had this 64 crayons. What? Anyway, so that's going to be like my backer. I think it's almost, it's strong enough, heavy enough that it will hold the slate up. That's perfect. Okay, so we have that. And then this is probably what I had growing up, the 8-pack. The 8-pack. I'm sure I didn't have the 64-pack with the sharpener. And there again, 27 cents. But there's enough room in here that we can do this. We can tighten it up a little bit more. There again, have they been? They haven't even been used either. It's been chewed on a little bit. Like I said, barn finds 45 cents and then 27 cents. But yeah, so you have the Craylo, which is such a classic. It's so classic, but that tightened it right up. And then keeping like with the school theme, I have a flashcard. It's just a simple plus sign flashcard. I love the age of the paper. So you have a 2x2. This is just a backdrop. I don't have nice handwriting to like, oh, let me write something fancy. I don't got that. Nope, I don't have that. And then I have some playing cards that are 1, 2, and 3 that I pulled out. And I think I might be able to add those in somewhere. Try to tighten them up a little bit, which they probably have to go over here. And then we'll just push them down so we can see the 1 and 2. We'll just bring that over 1, 2, 3. We can still see the Crayla. Still see the flashcard. And then I have some old blocks. Perfect. They kind of, I don't know if they've been colored or if that's how they came. Children play and you just never know. So we're going to go ahead and add those in. Got to go underneath that little, there we go. And then I was looking for something to fill this, and I have one of these knee huggers. This is the little hillbilly. When you're thinking of like Little House on the Prairie, like Bump It, old one-room schoolhouses. we got little hillbilly here. I absolutely love him. He's hilarious. He's cute. He fits in there perfectly. And then I was in my stash, and for $1, there was this little bitty book. And Legal Holidays is what it's called. So it tells you what the legal holidays. There's some pictures of people. I don't know who they are. Birthstones, it'll tell you the birthstones. There's some handwriting in there. The last handwriting date, I think it might be 1919. I don't know. But I thought there was a copyright in here somewhere. Yes, there you go. It's the calendar of 1918. This is over 100 years old. And this little guy has made his life that long. So I thought he definitely needs to be holding that. Now, we shouldn't be smoking in school, but I just happen to have this corn pipe, and I needed some extra long filler, and it's just funny. You know, it's about having fun. So I'm stuffing that in there. Maybe that was his project he made for Christmas for Father's Day. I don't know. I don't know. And then I have this cute little peeking mouse. I thought I would just add in there because I didn't really have a lot to add in right there, but I thought this was super cute. It tells a story. Like I said, the one-room schoolhouse. How fun is that? I have a thing for boxes. I love boxes. Now this one says crayons on the side, and I really thought like previous I was going to use, but none of those fit. But I just absolutely love this. Now you don't necessarily always have to use, like, insert it into the box. You just have this beautiful box, and you can stick it onto its side. And this is a handmade, this actually signed by the artist who carved and made this sweet little mouse, long tail. I know he's quite large, but I absolutely love him. And when you bought him, they made a little piece of cheese. I'm like, oh my gosh. And one time I couldn't help myself, but they had this whole bag of old mouse traps. So I'm going to put it in there. There's some old writing that has faded. We're going to put the little cheese on there. And then to say a prayer for this little guy, somebody made a little holy Bible with little glasses. And that is my whole vignette. Because everything else I added to it, I didn't like. Sometimes they can be just that simple. Look at that. A Philadelphia cream cheese box. And here in the USA, because I do have people from other countries watching, it's our 250th anniversary. So a lot of people are doing a lot of Americana. This will probably be one of my first. So Philadelphia, perfect. But I love that it's a tray, because usually the cheese boxes are taller and you're putting things in. This is nice that you can use it as a riser tray. So my next piece I'm going to put in is this old spool. I like that it's squatty. Perfect. And then I love that it has a hole, because I have something I can put in that hole, which is this old flag. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right there. You could leave it as is and you would be good, but I don't ever know when enough is enough. Enough is enough. I have a old galvanized star. So we're going to put that in here to go with the stars on the flag. for another height over here, I did, this is the gold bug. It's a little 1920s, which is, there you go, 100-year-old book. I didn't have anything that kind of went with American or anything like that, but it is red. And then I thought, well, the gold's not too awful bad, but there's enough of a lip that kind of, the reds match. It kind of stands up. And then when I'm digging, trying to find red and blue, I have some old bottles. I think, I don't know if that's a poison or milk or magnesia. And then other than dusting it off, sometimes you don't want to take away that patina. And then this bottle, it's got some flea bites. It has imperfections. I think that's what makes it gorgeous. Do they completely match? No, they don't. So we can do that. And then this, I don't know if it's a little salt cellar, a little cookie press, but it's got the star pattern and that color matches over here. And I do have a sweet little doily. I'm not sure. I think that I want to use the little doily. I think I'm going to put it on this side. Have it kind of trendling. Have these over here. Because then to bring that white in, I have an old little creamer. Oop, he still has a little bit of tape on him. Let me get that tape off. So I do have this little white creamer that, like 2 and 2 now. You have a little bit darker blue and a little bit brighter blue, but I only had that many blue things. And then how this made it this far, I will never know, but it is black python snakes, and I think they're still in there, y'all. So don't display only. I could take them out and throw them out, but I hate doing stuff like that. So to go with the patriotic theme, we're going to leave that. I think they're one of those things you pop and then I don't know, y'all, be kind. And then I happen to have a couple, let's see, that had some old tape on it. Like things I don't throw away. So it's a delicate, it says Boston Annual Convention 1947. What is that? United Electrical something or other. Not in very good light, but I thought, oh my gosh, that is so cool. So we're going to add that. It's got the red, white, and blue in there. It can trundle. You can tuck it whichever way you want. I kind of like it. Then I had this one that kind of needs ironed. Sometimes you can wet them, but for show sakes, for right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. Leave it like that. So, I mean, you got so much going on here. And since we're Philadelphia, and I think of Paul Revere riding a horse, I think this is a very old children's toy. Whether it's a Putz or not, I don't know. You can tell that it's been wrapped with leather. It's definitely seen better days, but it is old. And as I said, I don't like to throw things out, but I think he will stand. He still stands. I'm surprised. Right there. I will lay that down. And then we'll see if I can stick a couple pip berries in there to finish this little vignette off. Like I said, it doesn't take a lot of those in little bitty things to make them look adorable and cute. I bought every one this lady was selling on a whatnot. And if you are a follower of mine, you know why, because they were green and they'd never been used. So they're like fruit baskets. So I'm going to pull 4 out. I mean, 2 would be strong enough, but I like the thought of somebody being able to have all 4 of them. And then I will be selling these later on. So coming up on gardening season, I have a packet, an old flower packet. It still actually has the seeds in there. The chances are not, they're probably not very good. But it's cool that this has made its life and it's still around. And it has brilliant colors, whether they faded. I absolutely love them. But to make it stand up, I have it's just a safety pin, safety clip, paper clip. There you go, paper clip on a stand. What does it say? Sharp. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, I needed something to make this taller and that you could see it. And there it is. It's perfect. And I think there's plenty of room. I don't clean my terracotta off because then that takes the patina away. And it's, if you know me, it's not easy for me to put terracotta in vignettes because I absolutely love it. So I have those two, and then I have one of the little pans, and that's going to go behind here. So not necessarily is it making it tight, because this is just very thin wood. That's one of the other reasons I wanted to make sure I kept all these together. But I absolutely thought, okay, that is just wonderful. And I have a brass. I put good stuff in these, y'all. So this is an old brass shower hose head, shower head, not a sprinkler, you know. Anyway, beautiful patina. I may not always know what things are called, but I know what is yummy. So that is yummy. And then this is a faucet. It's got a little bit of paint on it. I'm not trying to get the paint off. It all tells a story. So hold on, I thought I had two. I have two. This black one's going at the bottom because then that will hold this one up so you can see it. Simple. Do you need much more? I don't think so. That would just a cute little extra little centerpiece. So this was just one of those no paint, help me get through my staff type of projects. This is our garage. This is my inventory. I have a shop, if you're new here, that I paint stuff on. So yes, this is just, thank you all for hanging with me as I got to play. I call it playing house, as our adult version of playing house. And yes, these will all be on my eBay up for auctions with a 99-cent start if you are interested in any of the vignettes assemblies that I created today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. We will see you next time, and you can see what I'm creating. Bye.